Welcome to CEO Money. I'm Michael Yorba. Thanks for joining with us. All right, I have Dr. Robyn and Russ with us today. They're co-founders of Whole Food Muscle Club. Welcome to the show. Thank you for being here.
Hi, thanks for having us.
Yes, thanks for having us.
All right, give us some background on each of you. You have some great illustrious backgrounds, and I wanted to bring out some of the questions that I have for you about Whole Foods Muscle Club.
Sure. So I am a psychologist with continuing education in nutrition. I'm also a former competitive bodybuilder. No, I'm a former competitive volleyball player. Sorry, he's the bodybuilder.
I'm Russ. I've been in the health and wellness area for the last 40 plus years. I used to be a competitive bodybuilder as well as a trainer for the Professional Bodybuilding Tour.
Mr. Olympia Tour, you might have heard it called.
Yeah, let's not leave that out because that's a real good accreditation. All right, now, Dr. Robyn, let me start with you. Bring in the concept of Whole Food Muscle Club, how it came about, and then Russ, if you would follow up and let us know what it does for everybody, how it separates you from everybody else in the industry sector.
So the way it kind of started was I was working as an executive coach. I was doing sports psychology. I was working with some really high performers, and that was going along great. Was really enjoying that, using my psychology in that way. And then I got to be over 40, and you know what happens when you get over 40? You start getting a little bit fluffy. And I didn't understand. I'm like, I work out, I eat really well. I understand the psychology of eating. I don't have emotional eating. I don't eat out of habit. I'm not a Pavlovian eater. Why am I gaining weight? So I went to my doctor and I said, I don't understand what's going on. And she said to me, Robyn, you're over 40. You should probably just accept that you're going to gain some weight. Just get used to it. Maybe you should see a psychologist about your body dysmorphic disorder. And I thought, first of all, I'm more qualified to diagnose that than she is. And secondly, I know that's not what's happening. And so I was talking to a friend, and a friend of mine said, oh, Robyn, just do like the rest of us do. Wear Spanx. And I was like, no, that's not happening. And so I jumped into researching how does nutrition work? What should we be eating? Because we were eating mostly the Mediterranean diet, and that wasn't working for us. And as we started seeing results, because I started doing this research about how to eat and how to get my body back, basically, my clients started saying, what are you doing and how is it working? And so then I got Russ involved because he knows more about the fitness than I do. And out of that process of just helping my clients kind of do what I was doing, which is get my body back after 40, the Whole Food Muscle Club came into being. So you want to tell them a little bit about what it is and what makes us different?
Yeah, so what we always say, so there's a lot of people in the space of nutrition and fitness and wellness. And what a lot of them do is they tell you what you're supposed to do. This is what you do to get healthy. This is what you do to stay in shape. But there's not a lot of this is how you do it. And that's where we kind of step in. We try to explain to people the easy way to make the transition to what we call the Whole Food Muscle Way.
Right, to bridge that gap, because a lot of people have a lot of desire. They want to be healthier, they want to eat healthier, but they don't know how. And that's where the Whole Food Muscle Club came from, and that's how the book, How to Feed a Human, the Whole Food Muscle Way, came about as well.
Where can we get the book?
The book is available on Amazon and on Barnes & Noble. If you go to our website, which is rnrjourney.com, so Russ and Robyn, RNR with an N in the middle, journey.com. You can learn all about it, but the book is available on Amazon and Barnes & Noble.
Okay, thank you for that. Now, you also discern real food from fake food, and you're able to help people grow into the bodies they want to have through this process. Bring that out for me.
So fake food, an easy way that I kind of say you can tell fake food is anything that you would ingest that was designed, created, and marketed to make a company money. If it's designed to make a company money, your health is not in a factor. That's not what they think about. They think about their shareholders. And so you need to consider your health yourself, because they're not going to. And in fact, when they've been brought before Congress and told, hey, this isn't healthy, they've basically said, we're not making anybody eat this. It's just, a snack. They can choose to or choose not to.
Well, I think they said we're not their nannies.
Right. We're not their nannies. And unfortunately, they make it addictive. They're really good at finding the bliss point, which allows your brain to override its ability to say, I've had enough.
Ah, okay. So I think I've heard a junkie say that before too.
Absolutely.
I mean, there's not a lot of difference between what happens there, whether it's a tobacco product or it's a food industry, discerning how they can continue to keep sustainability with their clients, and they're not too concerned about the body. I'm glad that you are. All right. One of the things that we need to do to understand better is the eating habits of people, and I think this is your whole thing, is been a pattern, and you've got to have people change from the fake food, get away from the corn chips, I won't use a brand name, but get away from the corn chips and get into the real food. That's got to be some kind of a hurdle, and that may be your separating point of being able to have success with your clients versus just throwing a book at them and say, read the book and do it.
Right. And so the interesting thing is, when I was in getting my psychology degree, when I was in grad school, they used to say that one of the challenges with people who have addictive eating and that they eat addictively is that you can't tell them to stop eating. So you can tell people to stop smoking, you can tell people to just stop drinking, you can't tell them to stop eating. But what I say is, you can tell them to stop eating junk, and you can teach them to eat correctly, eat healthy, eat the way that the human body is meant to eat. And that's where the delineation comes, but be able to undo emotional eating. And eating is being able to say, these foods don't serve your body and these foods do, and being able to choose the ones that do serve their body better.
Yeah, and then just a side note there. So we've been taught through great marketing and advertising that we should not concern ourselves with finding time to cook and to prepare meals for ourselves. Mm-hmm. We have been taught that cooking and feeding ourselves is inconvenient, and we should do it as quickly and as easily as possible. Again, great marketing, but not great for the health of the human.
Right. When did our health become an inconvenience? And that's what's happened in our society, is keeping our health and keeping our eating habits well have become an inconvenience. And that's something we really question with people and help them kind of work through that.
Now, it's not all about the food. It's also about the exercise too, isn't it?
Yes, it's absolutely. As a former competitive bodybuilder, I used to be a personal trainer, and I work with people in nutrition. I always tell them, you can't out-exercise a bad diet. No. So you can spend a lot of time. And we tried. We were working out 5 days a week, and still our cholesterol was going up, our weight was going up. And then that's when we said, wait a second, what's going on here? For as much as we're working out, we shouldn't be having these problems. Mm-hmm. But when you feed yourself the standard American diet, or as they abbreviate it to say SAD, you're going to have these problems.
But Russ does help people by building them workouts and helping them make sure they're getting the right workout for their body and their goals. He does workouts for people, which is, when's the last time you had a Mr. Olympia trainer build a workout for you?
Never. That was going to be my next question, is the interactivity that you have with your clients, with the people that come to you to be better at healthy living and be more healthy. How do you interact with these people? How does this happen?
So members of the Whole Food Muscle Club have access directly to our community page on our website, and they can ask us any questions they want. We interact, we answer the questions directly. We also do an Ask Us Anything live Q&A once a month, so they can, and we just did it last night, where they can email us questions, or they can get on and live. It's a webinar where they can type in their questions and ask, so they can get support that way. And then for people who need more support, we also do one-on-one monthly coaching and consulting for people, and corporate wellness work.
Let me dive into the corporate wellness as a last question on our first interview with each other. How do you work with corporations to create a healthier environment for the company? Because healthy employees, healthy C-suites make better thinkers and more innovative and better members of society. How do you do that?
So there's a couple of different options. One option is for us to come in and do like an offsite where we do a day-long thing where we just basically teach them, share knowledge, help them understand, help them make some of these connections between what they're eating and how they're feeling. Because I think a lot of us disconnect the food we eat with how we feel, and we don't understand that the inflammation that we're creating in our body by eating processed food and not healthy food is creating inflammation in our brain, which makes our brains, slow down and not process as quickly. So that's one option. Another option is that some corporations will bring us in and have us do one-on-one plans for each executive individually. So it depends upon kind of what the corporation wants and their goals, and then we build a plan for them around that.
Got it. All right, Dr. Robyn, Russ, thanks so much for being a guest on today's show. I hope to see you again, and we can talk about more case studies of how people came to you with their problems and how you resolved them, and now they're living more productive and healthy lives.
It's been a blast to talk to you. Thanks so much for having us.
Thank you.
My pleasure. You've been watching CEO Money with Michael Yorba. Thanks for joining with us. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and subscribe to our YouTube channel.